Welcome back to my Python for Data Science series. Today, we are diving deep into the 5 most important Python libraries that every data scientist must know. NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn, and Scikit-learn. Imagine trying to analyze data using basic Python. It's like trying to build a skyscraper with just a hammer. But these libraries, they give you superpowers. So let's unlock them together. But before we start, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future data science videos. First up, we have NumPy, short form for numerical Python. This library is a game changer for handling large amounts of numerical data efficiently. Python lists are cool until they starts behaving like a tired tortoise with large datasets. But NumPy, it's like a sports car. So how do we install NumPy? So in our system, we already have installed NumPy, so that is why it is showing us. To bring NumPy in a notebook, we have to import it first. So how we are going to import? Import NumPy, and this is alias. Means like we are using short form for NumPy, that is NP. Means for numerical Python there is NumPy, and for NumPy there is NP. Too much shortcuts, right? Okay. So we have imported NumPy in our notebook. We have not given name to this notebook actually. So let's quickly give name to our notebook. This is a third. Okay. Now creating NumPy arrays. Most of the time what happens, lists are there, but we cannot use list for large data sets or like that. There are some of the limitations that list have. And in array also there is one limitation, that is we have to store the data of same kind, like heterogeneous data we have to store in it. So to overcome these limitations, we have this NumPy. So let's first create an array using NumPy. For that what we are going to do is so see, this is the simple array. It's like it is list, but it is an array or it is a NumPy. Okay. So we have printed it, just a simple code, right? We have just created a NumPy array. Why do we, even though we are having list, but still why though we are using NumPy array? So there is one code snippet. I'll just write it quickly and then you will understand. After execution, you will understand the thing clearly. So this is the code snippet I have wrote over here. Here what is the difference? We are the time of a list to execution and the time of NumPy list or NumPy array for execution. So you can see the difference between both of them. So for that I wrote this code. What I have did is imported time, then for size I have initialized this value, for list one I have created this, and for NumPy array I have arranged it. I have arranged the size in it. It was just to show that why we should use NumPy, because it is faster than least. NumPy always wins in terms of speed. And not just that, it also helps with matrix operations, statistical functions, and more cool features. Let's take another example. Now, as I said that it works with matrix also. So what I did over here is I have just created a matrix within just this single line. Like np.zeros, I want to create a matrix of zeros, and how much 3 by 3 matrix I have created over here. So working with these matrices also becomes easy. Like if we are going to create a matrix with the list, then it will take our time to write the code. Okay. Same I have did with one also. So this 2 by 2 matrix I have created, and random values I have took to create the random matrix. So these are the random values which it has took by itself. So NumPy is like a superhero. It slices, dices, and calculates at super speed. So now next we are going to learn about pandas. So pandas is your best friend for data analysis. What is pandas? Built on top of NumPy. It handles CSV, Excel, JSON, SQL, and more, and performs powerful data operations easily. So how we are going to install? We have already installed it in our system, so we can directly import PD. So now it has been imported. So in pandas there are two things, that is series and data frames. So now let's understand this. I have created a data, and in that there is name. There are 3 values for the name. For age there are 3 values, and for salary there are 3 values. So we can consider this as a data. So this is df. Df is what I have stored. This is a variable I have took, and in that I have stored my data. So this is the data, and I have stored it in this df. So PD is for our pandas, right? We have imported pandas as PD. So we can use this PD whenever we want to use pandas. So PD dot, and in pandas as we have series as well as data frame. So where the series is, and series I wanted to print the data from panda into series. So like that it is, and then data is there. So when I printed this, when I executed this, you can see the value of name, age, salary. These are in the columns. These values are also in the columns. It is not a proper format for right now, right? If I could have value of just one name, like in dictionary how we have key value pair, so like that if my data would have been, then series was okay, right? But now, so series are where we want to print the data into columns. I mean, series is like if we are having a data, and then I could have explained it better, but okay, I'll explain it from here. So series, if we are printing the data into series, we get series means we want to execute or we want to extract the data in just one column. To work with the column, the series data is there. So series, we can go with the series. Next, if we want data frame, mostly this is used because data, we cannot, whenever we are working for the data, we cannot work for just one column, right? It depends. So when we want whole table or when we want to work with that whole data set, then we are going with the data frame, because data frame is like this. In data frame, it is all organized. We can work with multiple columns. So that is the difference between series as well as data frame. So in Pandas, we have both the things, that is series as well as data frame. In series, we are working with just one particular column, and data is also executed in the column format. Okay, here also you can see this. And in data frame, we are getting whole table only. So in just few lines, we have loaded and explored a data like a pro, right? Or if you want, now there are no 5 rows, right? Like there are only 3 values, so that is why it is not getting. But let me show you one example. TF. So if I want to just see the things from above, means like starting to things, or the starting rows I want to see, then I can use this head, print df. Df is our data, means like it is a variable in which our data set is stored, and then head means the first rows. From first rows we have given it the value of 2, means it is going to print the value of, means like first 2 rows values it is going to print. So here you can see. Now whenever we are working with the large data sets, so at that time we can just view first 5 rows and then work with that. So like that, if you want to see like what columns are present in a data set, then we can use this, right? df.head. Same goes with the tail also, means like if we want to see the values from below, then we have the option of tail. And there also we have to give the values like from bottom how many rows we want to see. So now next we are going to learn about Matplotlib, the ultimate visualization tool. Now that we have data, let's visualize it with Matplotlib. So how we are going to do that? Yes, so Matplotlib was already in our system, so that is why it is showing that requirement already satisfied. Now let's create a simple line chart for the data. So okay, I have created this data. In my x variable I am having these values, and in my y variable I am having these 10, 20, 25, these values. So what I am going to do, PLT is like Matplotlib, right? We have used alias and then created this short form for Matplotlib. In that I have x and y. What I want to give title to this. Now in the line chart there are x-axis as well as y-axis. Okay, so for that so we have created a simple line chart. For Matplotlib is for basic plotting. Okay, explain this. So in my x-axis I was having this data, in my in my x variable I was having this data, and in my y variable I was having this data. PLT is like Matplotlib. So Matplotlib, from that I want this plot. There is one folder, okay, and from that folder I want a particular thing, and I know the name of that particular thing. Okay, so from Matplotlib folder it is just for example, okay, it is not a folder, it is library. Yeah, so from Matplotlib folder I am taking plot. In that there is this plot named function, and from that plot what I want to plot with that function, I want to plot x and y, and x and y are these things. So from there I have to these x and y, and from matplotlib.plot I am giving the values of this x, and then whatever there is a plot function, it is going to execute this for this y. We have seen function, like there are already written code, and then we can just execute them using whatever our variables we want to pass, right? So we are passing these variables, and then the function which is in Matplotlib, it is going to execute. Same goes with this title also. Title named function is also there, and what that title does is this, we have passed the variable for line chart. So the title to our simple this line chart is being given, that is line chart. Whatever we want to pass the title, then it has given over here. We have passed whatever we wanted to give title, and then it is being seen over here. Next, now as we are plotting it like line chart we are plotting, there x-axis comes and y-axis comes. Okay, so what you want to, now if we don't label them, if we don't tell that this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and for what value you want to give to x-axis, y-axis, then it is not we cannot understand, right? We are making visualizations, and we should make clear visualizations. The front person who is going to view those visualizations, he or she should understand that this is x-axis, and on the x-axis we have the data of this thing, on the y-axis we have data of these things, like that. There is need, right? So there is x-axis, y-axis, it is okay, but if we don't label them, we cannot understand the data, right? So that is why this from plt x labeled function is there, and in that, for that I have given this name, that is x-axis, and for y I have given y-axis. Plt.show, what it does, it just shows whatever we have created this thing over here. So it is going to show. So this is the simple line chart we have created. So Matplotlib makes it super easy to turn numbers into beautiful charts, right? Now let's learn about Seaborn. So let's learn about Seaborn, that is Beautiful Statistical Visualizations Library. If Matplotlib is great, Seaborn makes visualizations even better. So let's see how. We have Seaborn in our system, so we are just going to import it. Now let's create a histogram. Simple histogram I'll create. Okay, this was simple line chart. we need extra visualizations also, right? So for that we need data. So to create a histogram, we need data. I have created this data over here. It is just simple names and age and then salary of those peoples. Okay. So next what we are going to do is we are going to store it into DF, that is data frame. So this was the sample data which I took and then which I wrote over here. We stored it into DF from pandas.dataframe. What we have did from pandas.dataframe, what we have took that data and stored it into this DF variable. Okay, from SNS, as we have imported SNS means cbon.hist, we want to print histogram, right? So for histogram and then plot means we are going to just plot it. For whatever thing we want to visualize, we have to write it plot. So histogram, plot, and then what we want to plot from that, salary. So salaries column is being printed over here, and bins means like this distribution of 0.00 is there, then 25 is there, 50, so like this difference is there. And then here salary is there and then here count is there. And plt.show, what it does, we know that, right? Now let's create a scatter plot. So what is scatter plot? We know that, right? So we have created the simple scatter plot using SNS. SNS we know C1 it is scatter. We have did the same thing which we have done for a histogram only. Just we have to write the whatever chart we want to print. So scatter and then plot, and then we have passed the variables or we have passed the columns which we want to plot, and then plt.show. Simple, right? So C1 gives us stunning visualizations with just one line of code, right? This is just a one line of code and it has given us this chart. So installing Seaborn is great, right? For this simple line chart, what we needed to give labels also, right? We needed to give title also, but here in Seaborn, you can see that there was no need to give the labels to it. Next we have Scikit-learn library. Scikit-learn library is the machine learning powerhouse. It is the go-to library for machine learning in Python. Now I'm not going to explain much about Scikit-learn because we are going to see Scikit-learn in depth for creating models. We are going to, in further videos, we are also going to create models. So for that I am going to keep this Scikit-learn and I'll explain it over there. But for right now, you must have understood, like we have NumPy, for what NumPy is there, how we are going to use NumPy, and what is the difference in the speed of least and NumPy. Why we are using libraries. Every library has its own feature to enhance our code. Okay, Pandas is there. In Pandas we have series and data frame. How we are going to clean the data with the Pandas, we are going to see that in the next video, so stay tuned for that video. Okay, don't forget the things. And then we have seen about plotting. With the Matplotlib, we have this basic plotting things. How we are going to create plots with the Matplotlib? Here it is. We have data and we have just there are functions present in that library. We just have to bring them and pass our variables, pass whatever is present in our data. So understanding data is also important. Next, we have learned about the Seaborn library, how we are importing the Seaborn library, and then we have took this data, simple data it is, right? And then we have stored that data into data frame into data frame, and then in df. Then we have plotted histogram and scatter plot of it. So today we covered most powerful libraries for data science. NumPy for numerical computations, Pandas for data handling and analysis, Matplotlib for basic data visualization, Seaborn for beautiful statistical plots, and Scikit-learn is for machine learning, which we are going to learn in the upcoming videos. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, smash the like button and tell me in the comments which topic should I cover. Also subscribe for more awesome data science content.